sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today we've got an NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set for football now at AT&T Stadium. Brandon Aubrey has the honors, and we are underway here in Arlington. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Now a play faking at Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
From the gun on third down, Stafford. They'll get this one complete to Atwell. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for our Rams. First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Rams.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And that's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Off of play action, here's Stafford. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. He feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. How about this opening drive? Play number 12 now. This is 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field. And remember when he had that serious ankle injury, would he return to form? Boy, did he ever. And he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
A first carry now. This is Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Cowboys first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
Given 3 on the gain there, second and goal.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, third and goal. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Ferguson. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
For the Cowboys field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on return. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Back to throw, Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
That's another Rams first down. A gain of 26 yards. And a Rams.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down and 3. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, third and 1.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. Again, it's Williams. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you try to have a few men in the box there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And our statistician, Ben Ramsauer, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him because he's disrupting everything.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
In motion, the tight end. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The strong windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
A 24-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So all field goals so far, 6-3 our score as the kick is away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb.
Complete to C.D. Lamb. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 50-yard line.
6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. On play action, Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. And this one quickly to land. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This one swung out to Williams. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Williams will try again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. That time a 9-play drive. And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The football going back to the Rams now. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. Looking sideline, incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now Stafford. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Yards. First down, Los Angeles.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That's another Rams first down. 24-yard gain on the play. First down.
So from
Rams.
Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Play action. Stafford. And this one complete to Smith. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9. Stafford now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. 19 yards for Kyron Williams. And the Rams have regained the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead.
Cowboys 10.
So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Cowboys first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
We're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
They'll give to Williams, right. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
16 yards. That's another Cowboys.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Cowboys are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Williams going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. Williams again. And he's going the wrong way again. He'll lose yardage here back to the 5. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it.
From 4 yards out, as his guys have now moved out in front. But he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's Kyron Williams running out for another possession. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Stafford. It's caught here by Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 82 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Second down and 4. They run it again with Williams. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Throwing is Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Slot man moves right. Now Stafford. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Los Angeles.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now they bring the tight end in motion right. Here's Stafford. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown. Colby Parkinson. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have yet again retaken the lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Cowboys 17.
So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Now Prescott. Screenplay set up for Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing, Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. And that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now Prescott. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
It's a gain of 14.
A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Prescott down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And now to common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. And for right side here, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap, to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Aubrey now for the point after. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Oh, the RPO will keep it himself. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Cameron Curl with the tackle that time.
At the Rams' 33-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Left side, Williams. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Prescott. That is caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 13-yard line. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now Williams running left. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again. 2nd and 10. Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Prescott from the gun. That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And this one is right through. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they have everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7. Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Here's Stafford. Caught on the right side by Adams. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw is Stafford. He'll get that complete to Parkinson. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Now, that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Now 2nd and 5. They'll hand it off now. Williams. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
It's a gain of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. It's caught on the right side. Williams. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
To throw is Prescott. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Cowboys 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. They give it to Williams, running right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try and run forward with Davis. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They try the left side here with Williams. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Rams offense and running back Kyron Williams getting ready for their next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 11. And the Rams first down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Rams.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there.
16 more yards.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. He's got Smith here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there, and they end up making the play.
Again, it's Stafford. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now third down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Back to throw, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 16.
That's another Ram.
3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Stafford now to throw. Touchdown, Rams. Devontae Adams from 4 yards out. And the Rams have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Rams 27.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle, held in by Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
At the 41-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
44-yard line.
2nd and 7. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now they run the option on 2nd down. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And at this stage, in the 4th, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead now up to 14.
Cowboys 41.
A 10-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Rams offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Stafford. It's caught here by Adams. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
The Rams on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. Here it's 3rd and 2. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Now it's Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Stafford. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Pass complete there to McCool. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Stafford. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That is caught. And Rams are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Rams 1st down. 1st and goal.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Williams going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Throwing is Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Devontae Adams with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Rams have cut it back within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Rams 34.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays They're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
16.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Screen play set up for Williams. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Prescott down. Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and Matthew Stafford set to take over once again. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. To throw is Stafford. And some room to work. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
13 yards on the play. That's good for our Rams.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
1st down, Rams.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Stafford now to throw. That back foot throw there is incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Now Stafford. They'll get that complete to Parkinson. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Extra point attempt here still to come.
Extra point.
And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Dallas offense set for this next drive. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Here's Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Prescott's pass complete to Ryan Flournoy. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Prescott. He's got Pickens, complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Now Dak. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Williams. 17 more yards. That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick is right there. It's good, and it'll be a good time in Big D tonight. The Cowboys have won it. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.